And all the ladies say, and all the ladies say, think I like that. And all the ladies say, welcome to the champagne life, where trouble is a bubble and the champagne glass. Welcome, Miss Tenisha Ray. How are you? Are you popping bottles? All right. Cheers, mama.
Cheers to you and your show.
Cheers to you and Happy New Year to you. I'm going to wait for you to pour and we can do it the right way. Okay. Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
How are you, Tenisha Ray? Welcome to Champagne and Conversations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm good. I'm blessed. It's a new year. Thank God 2020 is done.
You're glowing. Yes. 2020 is done. I mean, to a degree is done. Yeah. We know we had to do a little bit of transfer, but are you one that makes resolutions?
You know what? I try. I think my whole life is a resolution, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I don't really do it like year to year. I do it anytime during the year, but yes.
So how did you fare for last year when you made your resolutions?
Working out, I didn't do, but that's a resolution I try to accomplish.
Ongoing. I think we all. Yes.
But I think not so much for the new year, but I think COVID kind of brought a resolution, a revolution to everything.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Tenisha Ray, we have with us today, producer extraordinaire for many, many shows, as well as mogul in the making. She is moving towards not only being a celebrity manager, but now creating her own product line, which we're so excited about that she is releasing. She actually started it pre-pandemic and decided to produce it in the pandemic. So now, as we are moving through that, we are excited to see, I say the bag, and then we say the tech bag, and then Miss Tenisha Ray can explain to you guys what all of that means. So without any more introduction, Madame, please share all of that with us.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
Before we get into the bag though, I wanted to kind of just touch on what a hairnista is. So it's kind of hopefully something I coined, the hairnista, but a hairnista is someone who just embellishes into the love of hair and looks and really collects hair and styles and collects hair to the point where they have a closet full of hair. Okay. Right. So for the hairnistas and for people that love to change their looks, I started this line because of that. So I have a line of hair and wig travel bags. Yes. My first bag is the Maha Bang. And if you see here, this bag holds up to maybe about 3 different heads, whether it's weave or weft hair or clip-ins. You can basically take this bag. It folds up really conveniently. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's like 2 pounds. But the functionality of this bag is what I love. So I'm a hair user. So that's kind of where it started. And we can get into that a little later. But the bag itself was designed to link up to any, sorry about that. There you go. So it's designed to hook onto any kind of pole, any drawer, so that you can self-prep the hair yourself.
Okay. Okay, and that's the clip-ons, that's the, like you stated, the wefts, or now you said wigs can go in there too?
Well, I have another bag that for the wigs.
Okay.
I have my second bag. So this is the Maha Bang bag. This was inspired, and the names were inspired by the Philippine culture. And basically in the Philippines, they make the most hair. We can go into a little bit of what the industry is like, but that's where I got the inspiration for the bag names.
Okay.
This is the Maha Bang. This is the Dormet, which is kind of like the garment bag. So this bag has 4 different compartments. You can hold up to 2 wigs here on the hanger. And then again, this is light. So the difference between my bag and like some of the other bags that you would see on the market is that this is satin lined. It has more pockets, and it's just built different. Like the durability here, the different, the clasp here and the zippers are stronger.
We
Than my,
believe in lifestyle, so we're going to make certain that it's opulent. Yes, we
yes.
got it. It's
Um,
a lifestyle.
Absolutely. I mean, you want something that looks good,
Yes.
is durable, and that's how I created my bags.
And has the function that you need. Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you, with the one that you mentioned that's 2 pounds, that obviously has to go into a suitcase because you're not carrying it separately. Or can you carry it on, or do you say that it's okay to go into the suitcase?
You can do both.
Okay.
When I designed the bags, I wanted to make sure that it was for the women on the
Versatile.
go.
Okay.
Exactly. So this one here fits in like the never full bag. So
Okay.
perfect fit for the never full bag. This one folds, so I can show you how it folds. Folds here, and then the hanger goes down to clip it in.
Nice.
So
And
it's
like
nice.
you said, you can put it in the suitcase or you can carry it. You can carry it like on your person.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So same thing here. So if you wanted to, and I have on my Instagram photos of how to use the bags, but this is the wig bag. This is the porta-towel bag.
Okay.
So this bag again has a hanger for functionality. So, and then it has 2 zippers on the side, allowing you to open up the bag. And this is for wigs. So you can store up to 2 wigs. So you clip it in here, or you put clips, and then basically what I do is I prep my wigs. So I would use rollers, and then you put the rollers in here with the hair. And when you're ready to go, your hair's it's a lot better. It's set. It's just for women on the go.
I love that. And that actually is my favorite bag. And I'm also thinking of other things. So I'm glad you said add the rollers, because I would have clips. I would have all kinds of things, so I wouldn't have to like unzip it and then go look in another cosmetic bag for some pens or,
No,
all of that. I would have everything right together.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, that's what it was. It was built and made so that you can use this pocket here
Yes.
to hold the rollers in.
That's very nice. So what was your inspiration on why you created not only one bag, but you now have three? And, what was your inspiration for that?
So long story short, I
We're
moved to
here. We
Atlanta.
got time. We got this. We good.
No, I moved to Atlanta. I fell in love with the culture of Atlanta, and if anyone you've ever been to Atlanta, it's all about the glam, the hair. I visited Bronner Brothers a couple of times. I actually lived right down the street from where they had the Bronner Brothers trade show, and moving there, I was actually trying to find a job, but I was inspired by Atlanta, and I had hair extensions. I didn't know where to go to get my hair extensions put in. When you're new to someplace, just like if you travel, you're not going to travel. Well, some of us will travel with our hairstylist, but if you have it like that, right? But
Pre-pandemic.
exactly. But for those just traveling and still wanting to switch up,
Right.
you have to learn how to prep your hair yourself. So
Sure.
I only had 2 hands. I needed to learn how to prep my hair, and I just began playing with it. And I said, you know what? There has to be women like me. There has to be women that spend a lot on their extensions, don't want to buy new extensions, visiting someplace new, they don't know who to go to, and they're willing to style their hair themselves. So that's how I created it. I started off with one bag, and like 4 or 5 samples later, I came up with my product.
Awesome. But now, as it relates to you in the industry, as I noted that you've worked with some great talent and such, have they or did they express in the time in which you were using or working with those clients that this was a need? Did you have that kind of insight then?
I think they're back.
Yes. So I was asking you when you were working with your team and you know, had determined that this was something that was possibly a need based on the different clients that you had and them moving around or, you know, having to change looks so very often. Was that another kind of added to why you created this product?
Yes. So I had the opportunity, so blessed to have worked with a number of celebrities. I worked in production for many years. I worked in music. So I worked with Ashanti, and just seeing the amount of hair that we
Yeah.
use, and the hairstylist coming with hair, and just seeing how much was spent. I did the budgets for that. So
Yes.
I know how much is
Okay.
spent. I said, you know what, there's an opportunity here. And for those women that want to preserve their wigs and their hair pieces, it's an opportunity here.
Yes.
So I also worked with Tiny and just in Chicana. So seeing, the works that they have, and many times,
Definitely the hair nistas.
Tiny loves a different look.
Yes,
So
I was gonna say definitely the hair nistas.
yes, I have to say I was inspired by
Yeah.
by them to
Yes.
basically take this and tell and encourage women to take care of their hair, preserve their hair, because you don't necessarily have to throw it away and use a new one. You can, if you preserve it correct, your hair will last a long time. My mother in the 70s used to make wigs, so ironic that she came to New York and started making wigs. I have some of her wigs that are 20 years old. So, and they were beautifully made, and I keep them in my bags, and they continue to live that life cycle.
Wow, that's awesome. I guess that's in the DNA then. It was just the inevitable that you were kind
Was.
of, you know, embodying that in those times and then just creating like the I guess the afterpiece that you can continue to, you know, maintain her legacy. So that's amazing. You should
Isn't that
probably,
just,
yeah. Yeah,
it
that
is,
that
it
that
really
was
is.
good. That was good. Now you mentioned that you
Just
have,
the mom.
yeah, absolutely. Cheers to mom. Yes. Now you mentioned that you are constantly working on new ideas. Do you have anything that's going to roll out for 2021, or are you just primarily going to work on what you have and then, you know, just kind of wait until they sell out and all that great stuff before you create something new?
No, I am working. This is a prototype for my fourth bag.
Okay.
So this bag has the um more ethnic kind of wigs in mind. So like your braids, your curly hair. So it's a little bigger if you see the thickness, and a little bit more sturdy. It may weigh a little bit more. But again, it's just something that you can travel with. If you're going to your hairstylist and you don't want to, carry the wig in a Ziploc bag, which I recommend that you don't. You want to take your tech bag, and you want to, look like and have a style to it. So basically, those stylish women that want to carry their hair, that's what you have.
So what does tet mean?
So tet is take hair everywhere tote,
Okay.
and it was it started with one name, and then I brainstormed with my marketing team, and we thought that it needed to change. So it used to be travel hair extension tote. Now it's take hair everywhere tote.
Oh,
And
nice. I
yes,
like it. Yeah,
basically, anywhere that you go, I've been traveling lately. I've been using my product, and you know what? I'm a user, and a firm believer that if you preserve and you want to preserve and take care of your hair, it'll last longer.
absolutely. Please share the information, website, your social media, so that anyone that's interested in the products can find you.
You can visit me at TET bags.com. And my gram is at tet_bags.
Awesome. So you mentioned traveling. Now, I would love to travel. It's just this pandemic that we're in. So how has it been with traveling? I mean, obviously you're set to go, you're ready to go with what you have, but how has it been overall just moving around with clients and, you know, other things that you've had to do?
We just recently did a shoot in LA. I've been honestly the pandemic. My girlfriend says I'm the COVID chaser, but as long I know that
That's
sounds
cute.
crazy,
I mean,
but
it's bad, but it's cute.
well, I'm here healthy, and really, we not to get into it, but you change your diet, you eat better, and you're just cautious. But traveling hasn't been that bad. I want to say that Puerto Rico, I'm going outside the states, they were so prepared, and honestly more than anywhere that I went. So I've been to Mexico, I've been to a couple of again LA, but Puerto Rico was very prepared. So it hasn't been that bad as long as you protect yourself and you change your diet and you eat well. But I've been everywhere that I've gone. You can see on my Instagram, I share my bags and the experience, because I have different looks that I want to that I want, and you want to take your looks with you.
Right. So that was the next question is how has the actual product been selling over the pandemic? Because I know you started the design
Mhm.
of this in what year?
2014.
Okay. So
So yeah,
then you had the
long.
push, guys, in
Yeah,
2020. We had the
yes,
pandemic, which slows us down and then gives us some clarity, which then gives us the
yeah.
ability to do what this young lady has done, which is the amazing bag. So you've created it, you've
Yeah.
now put it in production. So how are sales going with the pandemic?
You know what? Surprisingly, I just had a marketing call today, and with another company, and surprisingly, when I told her what my sales were, she was like, "That's really good for a soft." I have to reach for the stars, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm not doing well. But when I spoke to her, she was like, that's great. You actually are ahead of what she thought maybe a smaller company would be. So my impressions are up 300%. Sales are doing well. I just sold 2 bags today. And again, this
Awesome.
is
Yay.
I
Congratulations.
know, I'm excited. It's about how to say changing the narrative, making and allowing women and educating them to know that what you no longer have to save and store your bags in Ziploc bags. Now there is something for you, right? There's for those hairnistas and fashionistas, you have something that you can store your hair in. So, basically it's about educating them. So we're going to change that narrative. We're going to do more branding. We're going to market it and let people know that, now there's hair bags that you can travel with.
Absolutely. And in terms of pricing, how is that? And like for your so you have the Maha Bang bag, that's the start of the bag that gives you the ability to hang the three. What is the pricing start for that on into the fourth one that you're creating?
This ranges from $100, 120 to 100, and then this is 35, and this one's 80.
Oh wow, my favorite one is 35. That doesn't normally happen. I would normally get the one that's like exclusive, that's like 300 and you don't make but
Yes,
two. And
Nisha,
then
you
I'm
have
like,
good taste. I know. You have good
but
taste.
I do like that bag. And again, for me, I'm thinking, let's put it all in there. Let's put the rollers, the clips, let's put all of the things that you're going to need. So you're not digging through a bunch of bags to try to find it. I think it's an amazing product. And I think that it's timely, obviously, because people need to be able to pack quick, be more compact. You don't want to have to fight with a whole bunch of luggage. If you can even get away with a carry on, for pricing
Yeah.
as well as timing, the fact that you don't want to lose a bag when you've got to get to something important. So to be able to just wrap all of that stuff up and keep it close, listen, I will have had my other things in there too, mascara, anything, just so that you have a
Look,
situation.
if you think about it, how many makeup bags do you have? And you have the makeup bags to preserve your makeup, right? You
I
spend
do
a
have
lot on
two.
your makeup.
Yeah,
Same thing
yeah.
with hair. You spend a lot on your hair. Why wouldn't you want to help preserve your hair?
And
But
and that may
it's
be an
not only
idea.
for it's not only for traveling. Honestly, it's organizing, storage. So for that Hairnistas where they have what upward of 10 different units.
Sure, or more.
Yeah, exactly. So here you can store up to 7 units, up to 2 units here. And then here you can store up to maybe about 2 heads of clip-ons or wax.
That's awesome.
So, you're
Yeah.
looking at up to 16 to 20 different units. I mean, why wouldn't you want to store something that's going to help preserve instead of those Ziploc bags?
Yeah. And I'm certain, I'm sure that you were really excited about the trade shows and, doing those things, international and the New York hair and fashion shows, Fashion Week, all of that. So, obviously, because that's not happening at this moment, what are your plans for any large type of events? Are you doing any kind of virtual seminars?
We have done a couple of hairdresser kind of conferences, which I'll be posting really soon. I'll be posting the first one on YouTube. But the idea is to continue that, maybe doing some Zoom sessions to your
Yeah.
point, and just the hairdresser's perspective, and why the industry has changed so much. So when my mother used to do wigs back in the 70s, it was huge, right? In the 70s and the 60s,
Yeah. They wore them
all
all the
about
time.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loved, it was such great looks then. And now the industry itself is about 7 million, 700 million, increasing 10% a year. And by 2024, they're predicting it'll be in the billions. So think about the effects of all of that on the environment. And
Right.
that's another reason why I started this, because as we're pushing towards those numbers, and we're wasting hair and we're throwing it away, I just feel like there's an obligation to our environment to do something different.
Now, with that being said, not only do you have a dedication to your environment, but you have a nonprofit component that adds to this that makes it even more amazing. Let us hear about what you have going on with that.
So the nonprofit is called Tech Cares. A portion of the bags will go towards the refurbishing of donated wigs.
Okay.
So hopefully in 2000, maybe around June time, I'll be able to have this all set up where we have donation bins in 3 markets, and those donation bins will be able to take the donated wigs and refurbish them for cancer patients and elderly women that are
Nice.
losing their hair.
Now, when you say the bins, will there be a way that they have to actually store that before they put them in the bag? I mean, because obviously now that we're dealing with COVID, we
Yeah.
have that whole like you've got to be extra, extra careful with, the whole sanitary part of things. So, will there be some
Yeah,
sort of packaging and such for them to drop them off?
there will be. I mean, there'll
Okay.
be, how to say, if you see kind of like those recycle bins, the smaller ones. So I'll do it maybe at different beauty supply stores, some of the larger ones. So a bin where you can just throw it in, because once it gets refurbished, then everything it goes through a whole process of sanitation,
Okay,
sanitize
okay, I got you. Okay, so and then is there any like specific kind that you will take or not take? I mean, because there's
everything,
yeah, it's so many out
everything.
there.
Because if there's some that we can't use, we'll make sure that it gets to the right places so that we can recycle it.
That's awesome. And that again is called your
Tech
nonprofit?
care.
Okay, and is there a separate website for it or is it on your website?
Nope, it's on my website.
Okay. Yeah, I love that part of it, especially for those that, we all like dress up. We all like to look amazing, to look fabulous. It just brings up your spirit. It just enhances everything. So to be able to take what which is glamour, which is style, which is beauty,
Right.
and be able to make someone smile, make someone feel good, I think that that really elevates all that you're doing. It just kind of adds to the cause. So thank you for that part. And
I'm
congratulations
excited.
on,
I'm really excited about that part. Just the whole tech cares and giving back. I think for 2021, we have to do more of that, and especially with what you're doing, even educating us and building the network. feel like there's more of that that needs to be needed in sharing this word. So appreciate that.
Yes, there was Malak Compton Rock and even Misa Hilton Brim had well, they had this organization years ago, and it was called Style Rocks, and it was very similar to this. And participating in that was amazing, just to see young ladies and women that may have been going through some sort of transition situation to be able to experience something new, something added. And then I have another girlfriend that was doing the foundation with Beyonce when she was doing her part with females, and just having them to be able to have some glamour, a day of it, kind of the dress for success, if you will. So yeah, I think that
Yeah.
this will be an amazing piece to just to expanding your brand and just being able to let people know more about what you're doing, and why you're doing it, because it is amazing. And again, I think that the travel bag, the compact concept, is nice.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
amazing too, especially in the COVID, and the fact that you created this in the downtime, which I think that a lot of people had motivation from this slow down, to be able to concentrate on some things that you might have just kind of had on the back burner. So now,
You hit it on the nose. Like I basically that time that we had during COVID just let me think about the things that I wanted to accomplish.
yeah,
I wrote down my bucket list, and I've been working on this so long with a
sure.
little bit of encouragement. So I suggest you keep good people around you that encourage you at all times. But with that encouragement, I said, you know what, I'm going to take this bucket list and I'm just going to get it done. And that's what COVID allowed me to do. It allowed me to say, you know what, I'm going to spend time on my personal things that I want done, because we all know we have to pay the bills. There's corporate life, there's, things that we have to do, but what do we love to do? And this is something that I started and I wanted to finish. And COVID allowed me that time to think about, you know what, you're going to get this done. And I did. I had that time. So
Congratulations to you.
weird to say, but COVID turned over for me. And it was funny because I was with some associates in Miami recently, and Joe and some friends, and they had asked me. He asked me, say, "Hey, how's your 2020 going?" And I guess you expect the answer to be like, "Oh God, it's been
Oh,
horrible," like 2020 has been the worst. But I turned around and I said, yo, 2020 has not been that bad to me. And we all laughed because they just had the same conversation. So it's what you did with 2020 that really matters.
absolutely. And then what you continue to do in 2021, that's going to take you even further. Absolutely. And I'm
Yeah.
glad you're pouring, because you just preempted yourself to be able to cheers to your success of that
Yep.
bag in 2021. And we look
Go.
forward to all of the amazing things that you're going to do with it that cares. And for that, Tenisha Ray, you guys can follow her. You can get the amazing product on her website. And we thank you so, so much for joining Champagne and Conversations, and spending your time sharing some of the amazing inspiration with us.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.